Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified every time I drop a new video. So let's get right into it. It was the wall competition. Now when it comes to these comps in 26 BB26 baby, the comp coordinators or whatever those people's job titles are, they are eating it on up. Okay, while the wall is like a really less equitable competition because so the wall's great, right? It really is, but it can be modified a little bit better. It's an endurance comp, so it's still going to be a competition that's going to favor a certain type of player, but I feel like we should kind of at least widen that favorite type, that type of player that's going to favor, like make it favor a wider range of people. They seem to do better with evening out the sprays of like slime or whatever. So that's, you know, great, good. They have multiple handles, right? Because people are different heights, right? Different shoe sizes and, you know, different widths of their bodies. Okay, I know you can't accommodate every single thing, right? But these handles were like out from the wall. Like say the wall's here and then this is the handle. The handle's out and then you grab it like under it. But then there's another one like this right under it and then another one right under that. So the only one you can really grab was the one at the top. You can't even really grab the other ones or else like your wrist is gonna be all like it wouldn't make sense for anybody to grab those. It was bad as far as like trying to make it equitable, like I said, for, you know, people with different heights and different lengths of their appendages and arms and legs. And even like the foot thing is where they put their feet at is the same length all the way down, but some people have way bigger feet. So I really do think that comps like this, these endurance comps, like specifically, they already have these players' weights, heights, and everything. They need to accommodate those and have specific, like this position is for Cam because this one it suits his height and his weight. This one is for Leah, it suits her height and her weight. I really feel like they should do that. It would make more sense. It would make it more, it would be a wider range of the type of winners of the competition. But it's a classic comp. It's a fun comp to watch on the feeds. However, the feeds did cut when it got down to the last two. Could writers write a cornier script for the past 2 weeks? Like, what the fuck is going on? So we, you know, Tucker and Quinn already have this like this vendetta, I guess, if you want to call it, whatever. It's goofy, it's fun, it's, you know, I hate how meta they make it for real when it's like this is a game, this is TV, you know, we're playing a game where we're doing things that the viewers want to see, and it's like, damn, how fucking meta do we have to get? Like, it's not fun no more. I mean, it is, but like when it's so meta like that, it's like, okay, so you're playing a game and watch you play a game, but you're aware of the game. You're also aware that I'm watching you play the game and you're aware of what I want to see. And it kind of just like, damn, like it takes a little bit of the fun out of it. At least in older seasons, it was like people didn't like each other. Now it could, out of the house, it could be, you know, the relationship could be different because they're not spending 24/7 together, but like it was like a real I don't like each other. This is just kind of like even Matt and Angela didn't like Matt. That was real. But this is just kind of like a for TV thing, even though I do think Quinn actually sees Tucker as a threat and really does, you know, want to get him out the first chance he gets. Whereas I feel like Tucker feels like Quinn isn't a threat, which I mean, like, fair. Both things sound true to me. So on the wall competition, it was a short wall count. Angela went first. Next, Kimo Falls, and then Joseph, and then Leah. After Leah, I don't remember the order, but the last four were Quinn, Tucker, Rubina, and Cam. Rubina Falls. It's Cam, Quinn, and Tucker. Girl, tell me why Cam fall. It's Quinn and Tucker on the wall, on opposite ends of the wall. They're both on the last spot on either side of the wall. Who wrote this? Who wrote this shit? I see what the fuck you're doing, CBS. Tucker tries to give Quinn a deal, and Quinn is like, I'm not taking it, and they go back and forth a little bit. It's like, you know, fun little digs at each other. And then Quinn falls. Yay, Tucker wins another composition. Tucker's the HOH. Yay. So, Tucker wins the HOH. Him and Rubina getting even closer and closer, and I don't know how much closer it could be at this point. At this point, I just don't. I haven't seen anything gonna merge together and be one. That's pretty much the next step, because this is. Anyhow, Tucker basically tells Quinn he's gonna nominate him, and he plans to take him off the block because of course he's gonna win the veto. He's just so confident in his strengths that he just knows he's gonna win the veto to be able to take Quinn off. So he's telling Quinn he's gonna put him up, but he's gonna win the veto and take him off. And also that he's not the target. He tells Quinn that he will use the veto on him only if he does not tell anybody about this plan, about him not being the target, about him just being a pawn. And Quinn agrees. And then Tucker went and goes and tells like 3 or 4 people. He tells Quinn that, like, if you tell anybody, I'm gonna know you told them because I'm the only person, because you're the only person I'm telling. And then he goes and tells other people, and it's just like, what the fuck? And then after Tucker makes his nominations and Brooklyn is on the block with Quinn, with Cam, Quinn tells Brooklyn. So he tells, like, what? I want to have so much faith in Quinn. Lord knows I do. But I'll kill him dead if he keep playing like this. What is he doing? What is he doing at this point? It's like, it's tiring. Like, it's so tiring. Because, I mean, really, all you had to do was just be quiet. But nobody in this house can shut up. I told y'all this. Nobody in this house knows how to not talk. They don't know how to not spill all the beans. The pinto, the black-eyed pea beans. Like, they just spilling them all, and it's just like they just knocking down pots, just skipping and knocking down pots. It's really crazy to me. 26 cannot hold water. Tucker likes Rubina, and everybody likes Tucker. And it's just, it's even like Mackenzie and Leah is back, you know, in love with Tucker. And it's just kind of like Leah is keeping her eye on him and watching. She knew when the condom box had been open. She said it was it wasn't open one day, and then the next morning, the box was open. She said Rubina didn't come down to sleep in her bed. She's watching. She gotta watch. She is watching. And it's borderline creepy. Not gonna lie. But, like, you know, peak television, of course. Like, it's funny and it's weird, and it's also like we seen it too. Like, we noticed it too. We was watching too. Like, Leah is watching. We watching, but Leah is watching. Okay. And Tucker having this head of household when he already was holding like a lot of power in these prior weeks and already like smelling himself real good, it just kind of made this like the Tucker effect even like bigger, and I feel like makes the people in the house feel even more like he's invincible, because that's what it feels like watching this. Like, damn, is he just gonna keep winning? If he is gonna keep winning, then attaching yourself to him makes sense, because he can protect you. Like, he has shown that he can protect you. He has taken Angela off the block already. Like, he's shown what he's willing to do. So it's like, damn, if we are aligned and that means he got my back, then maybe I should be in line with him. Maybe I should keep him around a little longer. But how long is too long? How long is too long? Because he could win out. That is definitely a possibility. That he wins. He just wins every competition. Once we get to a certain point, once we get to like final 5, final 4, he wins all the ones that he needs to win in order to be safe. Or God forbid he makes it to the end and it becomes this comp beast type of speech that's gonna make me sick. So like it's kind of it's I get why people are like flocking to him, and now he's the head of household, which people already flock to head of households because they don't want to be on the block. But it's also the thing, like, they've been kind of like under Tucker's wing in a sense. Tucker wants Brooklyn to go home. Brooklyn or Chelsea is what he wants. He wants to be able to backdoor Chelsea. But he believes that these two women are, head of the charge. He knows about the Pentagon. He knows about the collective. Quinn has spilled the beans about that, weeks ago. Well, Quinn told him this week, but Joseph told him weeks ago about this, and Quinn told Joseph about it all, I'm pretty sure, because Quinn don't know how to shut up. Tucker is very aware that, he's not in these alliances. He's aware that the plan was to send him home if he did not win the AI arena. So he's gunning for them. He's gunning for the collective. When Quinn tells Brooklyn that that Tucker said that he was a pawn, Brooklyn was like, well, then who's the target? Me? And Quinn was just like, yeah. Like, she didn't even have to beat it out of him. She didn't waterboard him. She didn't tear off no toenails. She didn't do no type of torture. She just asked who, and he just gave it to her. What are you doing? You talk all this shit in the DR, talking about you gonna lie, you gonna scheme, and you gonna go back to lying, and you a rat, and you this and you that, but you was terrible at your job right now, bro. You terrible. For no effort, because what are you doing? Why would you do that? She goes straight to Tucker, like literally zoom from the fairy room all the way to Tucker and all the way up in the HOH room, and she tells him exactly what happened, and Tucker's like, dog, what? Even though, like, granted, Tucker did tell people, but Quinn did this. Like, Quinn just sped the process up, I guess, because he was just like, oh, fuck it, I don't know what he was going through his head. And I hope one day we find out, because that was just such a silly move. It was so silly. And Brooklyn goes up and tells him, and Tucker's like, disappointed, I guess. But he acts, to her, he's acting like, wow, like kind of shocked. But that's just such a silly thing for Quinn to do. It made no sense. It made absolutely no sense. He not even like aligned with her like that. Anyhow, T-Car and Chemo once again hold the votes in their hands. They don't want Chelsea to go up. They don't want Brooklyn to go home. They never like really say what they want to Tucker, just like they didn't say it to Quinn last week. I don't know if Tucker would do what they wanted or hear them out or whatever, but they never like speak up, and that's an issue. But again, it doesn't feel like they control the vote again. They have the social capital, they have the influence, and they can get the numbers very easily. So we do the veto competition, and it's another classic comp. And I've been wanting this competition to come back for so long. I'm so sad Cedric didn't get to do it, but it's the hide and go veto. And what this is everybody gets a little board or whatever with their name on it, and they have to go in the house and find a really good hiding spot, right? And after you find your really good hiding spot, everybody finds that really good hiding spot. Then everybody goes in one by one. They have a certain amount of time to go in and look for somebody else's little board with their name on it. They're hidden everywhere. They could be in the kitchen, they can be anywhere but upstairs. They could be in the kitchen, they could be in the bedrooms. It's all like fair game pretty much. If it can be moved, if you can put it in there, you can put it in there. So they do this game, and I love this game, and I wanted to see this game back for so long. I always wondered, I'm like, why don't they bring this back? Like, this just seems like such a easy game to do. They do it in the house, they clean up the house afterwards, so you don't have to do no setup, no nothing like that, really. Why not do it every fucking year, or almost every fucking season? Whatever, anyways. They do the hide and go veto, and once I seen where Tucker put his, I was like, he won. Like, there's no way that anybody's gonna look there. And that's the thing that you have to think about when playing hide and go veto, and not be thinking about, but it's hard to like really understand the house if you're not in the house. Just to know like what moves, what doesn't, and where there's like little cracks and crevices. But when Tucker put it in the drawers, the way he put it in the drawers, he put it in between two drawers. Had to pull out both of them in order to put it in there or get it out. So I saw that, and I'm like, nobody's going to find that. Like, why would anybody even do? Like, that's the type of shit, that's the type of crazy ass thinking you gotta have when playing this game. And Tucker, like, he ate that on a, I'm sorry, he ate it on a, there was no way anybody was gonna find that. So the other good one, Mackenzie hid hers like under a plant, and Tucker found that one. And I thought it was gonna take longer for somebody to find hers, but Tucker's mind, it was like in like one of those big vases. It had like a plant in it. I think it was a fake plant, but she took the plant out and put her name card thing in there, put the plant over it, and Tucker just was like looking around, took it out and got it. And it was like, what the fuck? Tucker, what? Something is not right up here, and it's making him thrive in this game. And who was it? Brooklyn did terrible. Brooklyn put her card in Quinn's bag when Quinn was playing in the veto. The last two were Joseph and Tucker's. Tucker won, but what is that woman's name? Brooklyn. She put hers in Quinn's bag, and Quinn was playing. And it's kind of like, he would look in his own bag, or he would notice if something was different about his bag, or if it was in a different spot. If he wasn't playing, cool. But her whole thing was like, she's gonna wrap it in his dirty clothes because his dirty laundry's in there, and nobody's gonna want to go in his dirty laundry. I mean, yeah, but him. And then she did was it Brett? Wearing the hide and go veto, he just took mattresses from everywhere and then put it over where he hid his veto, which was crazy. After the mattresses were like pulled from another room into that room, somebody should have been like, this is weird. Why would somebody do that? That's not how you like look for stuff. Should have found it. But then after he did it so many times, every time he went in there covering up, it's like, oh, I'm not even about to fuck with this. I'm not even about to fuck with all of that you got going on over there. But anyways, that's what she tries to do, and it doesn't work because Quinn is in the game, and he's like, my bag looks different, and there's stuff on my bag, just thrown on my bag. So terrible strategy, Brooklyn. Terrible, awful, 0 out of 10. Tucker tells Quinn he's gonna use the veto on him still. there's some talk of him not using the veto. It's just it's so tiring. This house is exhausting, I swear to God. So the veto ceremony is another one for the books, right? Not really, because well, that first one wasn't really to me, or I think anybody that actually watched the live feeds, because everything he exposed that first time, it was only like 2 or 3 people that didn't know Leah Mackenzie. Angela knew Leah Mackenzie, so it was like everybody else kind of knew, so it wasn't really like the big shocker that he thought it was because he's out of the loop. But this week, he says, I hope everybody's comfortable because I hope everybody's comfortable because it's about to get real uncomfortable in here. And first of all, terrible line, but it's so terrible that I think it might catch on. And he basically exposes the Pentagon, he exposes the collective, and he names everybody that was in it, including Cedric, that is out the house. He says that he knows that he was going to leave if he was left on the block. Just like, child, it was a lot. It was a lot going on. And he says all of this. And he takes Quinn off of the block, put Chelsea on the block, and it's clear like he wants the collective dismembered, not even dismantle. He wants them dismembered, Dexter in this motherfucker. He wants to chop them up body piece by body piece. And I get it. I get it. I understand. And you took Cedric out, which was like the first one. I was like, okay, another one of y'all gotta go. And at this point, one of y'all gotta go because there's nothing else you can do but win the BBAI arena. So Brooklyn she doesn't handle it very well at first. She kind of goes off a little bit and she's angry, rightfully so. Chelsea is pretty much the complete opposite, which is great for her game. She's talking to people, she's listening, and keeping her cool, even though like she's angry, she's pissed off, and I would be too, honestly. And then she also thinks that Quinn is the mole, and Quinn told Tucker everything, when I mean he did, but it was Joseph first. And everybody talks to her, I don't know how to shut up. Only people that don't, and Leah don't shut up either. She just don't be knowing a whole lot about what's going on in the game. Brooklyn is kind of making it clear that she's after Takimo, which isn't the best move when they're still in control of the votes. And at one point, T-Court even tells Kimo, Tucker has the HOH, but we're in control. And bitch, T-Court, she got them like the last, when I tell you at the end of the eviction of Cedric, when they went back in the house and caught it live, they must have synced it. I swear to God, they must have synced it. And they was like, oh, we gotta show them this, because it was longer than any of like the after clips, like, you know, take a peek in the house. It was longer than most of them that we see usually. And she was like, we did this. Bitch, if she ain't no girl, them is slogans. Them is slogans, T-Core. What is you doing in that household? What? Just mothering down. I love it. I love her. T-Core and Kimo ultimately decide that they're going to keep Chelsea no matter what, no matter who she's up against. They're keeping Chelsea in the house. When it comes to Brooklyn and Cam, they don't know. They do kind of talk like we can keep Brooklyn. Like they definitely could. They could have kept Brooklyn if they really wanted to. But they ultimately decided not to. And I think a lot of that is because how she acted after the veto ceremony. If she could have kept her cool, if she could have played it chill like Chelsea did, they probably would have saved her too. Which would have been fucking epic, because they were definitely willing to turn on Tucker, essentially, by not following his wishes. Rubina was in on it as well. Rubina was like, she would do it. Takimo need to speak up. They need to be a little quick when they make these decisions, and it's clear that T-Court is the head of Takimo, which means that T-Court is the head of what's going on right now, to be very honest. And at one point they try to talk to Tucker, and because Rubina is like, and Kimo, they want to get Tucker's permission to keep Chelsea because he wants Chelsea out of here. And he doesn't really give them permission. He tells them he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't even really listen or hear them out, which is a flaw for Tucker and could be, you know, a fatal game mistake for him. So they talk to him and he's like, no, he doesn't really want to hear that shit. And he leaves and they all look at Secor and she's like, okay, well, we need to say something. You need to say something. We need to bring it up. He comes back. They talk to him. They talk to him again, and nobody says anything. Nobody like speaks up. Nobody like goes back, gives some pushback to what Tucker says when they bring it up. They bring it up, and then Tucker's like, no, and nobody pushes back. Nobody says, well, what about X, Y, and Z? Nobody says anything, and they kind of look at Secor, and Secor don't say nothing. And then when he leaves again, she's like, are we really gonna just listen to Tucker? Are we really just gonna let him, you know, make our decisions for us? That's not what she said. But that was the gist of it. And I'm like, I love this, but like, I need just like a pinch of this when Tucker's in that motherfucking room. It's time for the BBAI arena. And okay, I heard some people say like, oh my God, it was so easy. And then like, a lot of other people like, what the fuck was that? And I didn't even understand it from the directions. So once the words were scrambled up on the screen, I was like, what the fuck is all of this? I didn't understand it until it got so far, because it's a live competition. They were taking so long, they just unscrambled 2 out of 3 of the phrases, or they weren't phrases, they were just random words, and they still weren't getting it. But neither was I, and I wasn't the one that had my theoretical life on the line, and it was a live showing to millions of people. So I get, you know, they stressed out, and you know, they have the jitters and the nerves and all that. I get it. And then when you be stressed like that, put on the spot like that, with your nerves and shit, you be anxious and all of that, and you don't be thinking straight. I get it. But if y'all don't get y'all shit together, the fuck is wrong with y'all playing? You playing for $750,000. Y'all better act like it. Y'all better fuck. Don't make me mad. Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Eventually, Chelsea gets it. Chelsea wins, and good for her. Love that for her. Love it for her. She wins. She's off the block, and it's between Brooklyn and Cam. And Brooklyn she's talking to people. She's trying to get votes. She's talking to Secor and she's talking to Secor and Chemo, and ain't nobody really having it for real. Like I feel like they not having it for real. They've made their decision now at this point, and you gotta go. So they vote Brooklyn out. Brooklyn's speech made it very clear that she was after Tucker. She made it very that her whole speech was, I'm after Tucker. I will go after him. I will get him out of this house. You don't have to worry about him. Use me. And while like I get why she might have thought that was a good idea, but if you're, you know, outside looking in, you see what's going on. All these people that's surrounded by Tucker are the people that are going to be voting tonight. And when you're saying that, when you're threatening Tucker, the person that they're in line with, the person that is keeping them safe, kept them off the block, you're kind of threatening them too. Cause like, what you mean you going after dog? What you mean you going after big bro? Like, is that type of, so it's like, okay, you might really have to go for show now. And I get that even more. So Brooklyn goes home, and I wish Brooklyn would have stayed. Brooklyn was a great player. She was trying, she was scheming. She's fun. She took all the shit. I forgot she took all the Quinn stuff out. Not Quinn. She took all the Tucker stuff, and Tucker thought it was Quinn during the hide and go veto. She just took his clothes and just threw his clothes all out, and Tucker was pissed off and thought Quinn did it, and Brooklyn was yucking it up. She shouldn't have told nobody. that she did it or admitted to it, because then it would have gone on longer and it would have been even funnier. But she is definitely a shit starter, and I love seeing her play. I hope she can come back again. It was, she's a married mother, but she really, she was giving it. She was giving me life. She was trying to win. She was trying to win. She ate, oh my gosh, she has so many good moments. She ate Angela's charcuterie board stuff. Because when Angela won HOH, she got, the charcuterie, the cured meats and cheeses and crackers. And she was a have-not. So she could have those charcuterie board things and stuff and foods. So Brooklyn was making it on up. She was just putting it all together, making it look all pretty. And Angela was right there watching, couldn't eat and taste a motherfucking thing. Eventually, she just goes and lays on the floor in the living room and just kind of like cries it out a little bit and just like lets it marinate. And I love this for her. She's finding better ways to cope. Because I get why she was pissed off. That kind of would have pissed me off too. I know I can't eat it right now, but like, don't touch my shit. Like, don't touch my shit. And when you open it, you got it. Like, you can't just be leaving it in there for hella long. So like, I would have been a little perturbed. But then you in a Big Brother house and you're like, okay, I can't act like I would act if I was out in the real world. Cause shit might get crazy. Shit might get crazy in the real world. You eat my charcuterie board stuff, you never know. But that was a really good moment. Angela in the DR just on the floor, looking up at the sky, crying. Oh my gosh, she is so dramatic. Tucker won the HOH. He nominated Cam, Brooklyn, and Quinn. He won the veto and he took Quinn off the block and put Chelsea up in her place. Chelsea won the BBAI arena, took herself off the block, and the house voted Brooklyn out of the house. She only had one vote to say, which was Chelsea, which was a sympathy vote. And I hope we see Brooklyn back again. She was awesome. She was an awesome character for the show. And it was a joy watching her. I'm so, like, it's really a joyful experience watching this season, especially compared to like BB24, where it was just kind of like, it was such a heavy season. So it's fun, it's cute, it's demure, it's very, very mindful, very, very equitable, very cutesy. Like, I really like the season and I just can't wait to enjoy it more with you guys. How are you feeling about this season? Are you happy that Brooklyn left over Cam? Let me know below in the comments, and I'll see you guys real soon.